Hi guys. I'm sorry I look like hell today, but I'm sick, so bear with me. Ever since the Black Panther movie came out, and actually before then, but more so now, I've seen a lot of things on Facebook talking about fan casting. What would the fans like to see? Um, who would they like to see play these particular parts, or who did they think would play the parts better? And of course, since I think about Simon Bamford 23 and 3/4 hours of the day, um, naturally I thought, what parts would I like to see Simon play? And so these are the three parts that I would like to see Simon Bamford play. And they're not in any particular order, but just know that these are things I would love to see him do. The first one I've actually mentioned on Facebook a couple of times, and that is I would love to see him play a psychotic android that endangers the entire mission. Think Ash in Alien. I would love to see him play a part like that. Not only does he have the range to do that, but he has this sweet angelic face, and he would be the last person that you would think would be the psycho android that would probably kill everybody on board. Um, so I would really love to see him play that. From a purely selfish standpoint, I think he would really rock a flight suit. So I'd love to see that too. But yeah, I would love to see him play a part kind of like Ash in Alien. The second part I would love to see him play, and forgive me for not having a really good example. I will give an example of what I'm talking about, but just know that I'm not really thrilled with that as the perfect example. So again, forgive me for that. I would like him to play in something really dark where he is kind of Joe Normal to everybody outside in society. But then as soon as that front door of his house shuts, he's like just nuts. He Something where he is just kind of like two people trapped in the same body. I don't want to say American Psycho because that's just not. Mm-mm. Um, I was actually thinking, and again, this is not the best example, but like People Under the Stairs, that brother and sister, husband wife thing, where, to look at them, they were kind of, Joe Normal to everybody, but as soon as that door shut, they were crazy people that, stole kids, and if they didn't like them, they put them in the basement, yada, yada, yada. Not exactly like that, but just something where he gets to cut loose and just really play up a part, and just I would love to see something like that. Um, the last thing, I should say the final thing, um, is I would like to see him in a gritty cop drama as a detective. And of course, anybody who knows me knows I used to work for a police department, so the detective was like right down the hall. So I got to see what real detectives look like and act like and think like. And I think Simon could do it. I'd like to see him be like a time and experience worn detective that, doesn't take any shit off of anybody. Um, One motivating reason for this is actually, oddly enough, from a very sweet project that he worked on. It had nothing to do with cops or anything like that. Um, and I'm not going to say what it is because the scene I'm thinking of is actually kind of pivotal and I don't want to spoil it. So I'm going to describe it in the most general terms I possibly can. Um, his character has to become physically and emotionally strong in a very short amount of time. And as soon as I start describing this, Simon's going to know exactly what I'm talking about because he and I discussed it. But he steals his jaw, he glares at the guy, and then he just pops him a good one. And well, first of all, as soon as he steals his jaw, I'm just like this, because I've never seen that look on his face ever. And it caught me off guard in the most wonderful way. And then like the glare, I've never seen the glare. And again, I was just thrilled to see him do that because he's such a great facial actor. He can do so much. I mean, I've said this before again on Facebook, and also discussing this with Simon. like in Starfish, when he was playing the doctor, there was a scene where they were taking off the guy's bandages, and Simon is just standing there, just stock still, just not moving, just the way you're supposed to. Because I was in healthcare for a long time, so you're supposed to exude professionalism, and so his character, the doctor, is just standing there, just stock still, but his eyes. And I actually backed this up a couple of times just to see if I saw what I thought I saw, but his eyes were so expressive. It's like his eyes were saying everything that his mouth was not allowed to, or that his body could not react to. And he is just so expressive. So I think he could really rock a gritty detective. I know he could do the tough guy look, he could do the tough guy act. Um, there would probably be a lot of running, so I'm really sorry about that, Simon. But really, I think he could really rock that. But yeah, those are my three top choices for what I'd like to see Simon Bamford play in the future. Toodles.